Number 10. Britney Spears and Sam Asghari. Pop superstar Britney Spears finally got to accomplish a long-awaited task that had been pushed to the sidelines due to her conservatorship. On June 9th, she got married to fiancé Sam Asghari at their home in Thousand Oaks. Apparently, they were able to turn her home into what she called a dream castle, saying that the day was a dream and the party was even better. Things were a little scary leading up to the ceremony, however, as her ex-husband Jason Alexander was arrested and charged with trespassing after breaking into the site of the wedding. This is in fact Spears' third wedding, but it seems that she and Sam are very happy together and have been engaged since September after meeting on set of a music video in 2016. While apparently a small ceremony with only around 100 guests that were close to the two, it was certainly extravagant. Spears wore a custom Versace dress, which many were expecting, when it was revealed she had met up with the designer before the wedding was even announced. Number 9. Haley Ferguson and Ola Palve. Star of The Bachelor and The Bachelor in Paradise, Haley Ferguson just got married to Finnish hockey player Ola Palve. They were married in Las Vegas on Saturday, June 11th. After leaving The Bachelor behind, Haley met the hockey player in January of 2020, getting engaged shortly after in May of 2021. Her and her twin sister Emily, who also got engaged to a professional hockey player, shared a joint bridal shower and bachelorette party, but knew that they wanted to have separate individual weddings. But Haley did have Emily at her side as her maid of honor. Another interesting wedding guest was an Elvis impersonator, who Haley said she had there because it's Vegas and you just have to. For their honeymoon, they announced that they will be going to Laguna Beach and Los Angeles, as well as Universal Studios, as Palve is apparently a large fan of Harry Potter. In the future, they say they just want to enjoy being married for now, but ideally would like to have 2 or 3 children. Number 8. Mama June and Justin Stroud. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo mother Mama June has made the headlines a few different times, probably most popularly for her massive physical transformation, but this time she's the talk of the town after she had a courtroom wedding with her boyfriend Justin Stroud after they had been together for less than a year, 6 months to be exact. On June 1st, they announced their marriage and showed off their wedding band, saying, well, official Mama June and official Smalls are off the market. She said that when you know, you just know, and teased that their journey and love story will be featured in upcoming episodes of the show Mama June Road to Redemption. She went on to say that Justin has done a great deal for her, saying he put the pieces of her life back together, and she's apparently happier than she's been for a long time, and finally knows who June Shannon is after 42 years. Number 7. Christmas Abbott and Memphis Garrett. If we're placing bets on the most unique names on this list, I would put mine here, as Big Brother stars Christmas Abbott and Memphis Garrett got married in May of this year. They got married at the State Railroad Museum in Savannah, Georgia, after originally meeting on Big Brother All-Stars in the summer of 2020. And while they didn't win the competition, it does appear they both won each other's hearts. They got engaged in 2021, and Garrett shared his excitement, saying, "We can continue to build our relationship and grow together. We have so much fun together and we complement each other. When you find something like that, you don't ever want to let that go. She is my forever girl." While Abbott originally wanted to have a small courtroom ceremony, Garrett had been the one to convince her to have a larger ceremony and allow more friends and family to be present and share in the love. He was also apparently responsible for planning the entire wedding. Number 6. Shawnee O'Neal and Keon Henderson. Basketball Wives star and ex-wife of Shaquille O'Neal, Shawnee O'Neal got married to pastor Keon Henderson at the Aurora Anguilla Resort and Golf Club in May after getting engaged in November of 2021. She was also joined by her daughters, who helped her to get dressed and prepared for the big day. Henderson also shared his excitement about his wife, saying, "She's amazing. She's just the most laid-back, hilarious, fun-loving person. She's a woman of faith, she can dress, she can cook, and she can sing." Shawnee had been anxious about walking down the aisle after her father passed before the wedding, saying, "I really struggled with how I was going to get down the aisle. Losing my dad in the midst of planning this wedding was a lot, so my sons handed me off." The children were apparently a large part of the ceremony and had such a good time that they didn't even want to leave when it was over. As they look to the future, they apparently want to build a legacy together, and Shawnee said this new chapter of her life is all about growing and evolving. Number 5. James Lafferty and Alexandra Park. Another May wedding. This one took place between One Tree Hill star James Lafferty and Royals actress Alexandra Park. They got married in Oahu, Hawaii, but it appears that they don't want to share too much about the ceremony, as neither of them have shared any pictures from the wedding on their own social media accounts. They first met in 2015 when Lafferty directed an episode of The Royals, but didn't officially announce a relationship until years later in 2018, and the engagement was announced 2 years after that. Lafferty shared the news of the engagement in September 2020 with a selfie of them together in the kitchen with a caption that read, "She said yeah." One photo that we did get from the wedding came from La friend Hattie Preston, who posted a photo of Alexandra in a beautiful lace dress on the dance floor of the ceremony. Number 4. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker. Keeping Up with the Kardashians member Kourtney Kardashian and drummer Travis Barker were married for what appears to be the third time in May of this year. They had first had a practice wedding at a Las Vegas chapel in April, and then their legal marriage on May 15th, before finally having their official wedding in Italy on May 22nd. They were surrounded by their loved ones, including all of their 6 children. They also took to sharing a few photos of their beautiful ceremony to Instagram right after the wedding. An interesting tidbit to share about their practice wedding in Las Vegas is that, similar to Hailey Ferguson, they had an Elvis impersonator present. They were first engaged in October of 2021 in a romantic gesture where they stood in a heart made of roses and candles. It was then followed by a celebratory dinner with the family, which could be viewed on an episode of the Hulu series The Kardashians. Number 3. Frankie Grande and Hale Leon. Reality star and sister to Ariana Grande, Frankie Grande got married to his partner Hale Leon in an intimate ceremony which took place at their home in Florida on May 4th. It definitely seems like May was a big month for celebrity weddings this year. They met at a line dancing bar in 2019, and 2 years later Frankie proposed. While at a virtual reality experience, a "Will you marry me" message showed up on the screen. Frankie said of the wedding, "It was the most beautiful ceremony, officiated by my incredible mother, and it brought us even closer together as we took our vows before our immediate families and before God." They wore tuxedos and drank sparkling cider and cut into a Star Wars themed cake for the ceremony, the whole wedding apparently being described as out of this world. Ariana Grande also appeared on social media to share her support for the two, saying, "Crying again. I love you both so very much." Number 2. Ross Matthews and Dr. Wellington Garcia. RuPaul's Drag Race judge Ross Matthews married his fiancée Dr. Wellington Garcia in a beachside ceremony in Mexico in, you guessed it, May of this year. It was apparently the same place that the couple had met 2 years ago, and they exchanged vows in front of around 110 guests. They had been worried about how many people would actually show up due to it being a destination wedding, and had apparently stressed over where to actually hold it, since Matthews lives in Los Angeles and Garcia in New York. But friend Drew Barrymore apparently gave them advice, saying, "Do it where you're supposed to do it, and the people who are supposed to be there will be there." And as it turns out, 110 of the invited 130 guests came for the wedding. Drew Barrymore also ended up being the flower girl for the wedding, after having joked about it with Ross Matthews on her show. Celebrity wedding planner Michael Russo said of the wedding, "The profound love shared by Ross and Wellington was felt by all of those in attendance at their beautiful and touching ceremony. The two exchanged heartfelt vows against the picture-perfect backdrop of an epic sunset painting the Puerto Vallarta, Mexico sky." Number 1. Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Finally not a May wedding on this list. Actor Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead got married in a small ceremony in April. The wedding comes after 4 years of them being together and having a son together in June of 2021. The source said of the wedding, "It was a small wedding for family and close friends. They had an outdoor ceremony. It was lovely and joyful. The menu was farm to table. They are an adorable couple. They are pretty low-key and like their canyon life. They often hike and go to the beach. They originally met on the set of Fargo in late 2016, and afterwards both ended up divorcing their current partners. Winstead after 7 years of marriage, and McGregor after 22. Ewan McGregor is currently continuing his role as Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Disney Plus series, and Winstead is preparing to appear in the series Ahsoka."
And at number 10, Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn. Point in time, Taylor Swift was known to share her dating life pretty openly, writing about her relationships in her songs. But her latest partner was kept secret for a very long time, and the world still knows very little about their relationship. Taylor and Joe have been dating since 2016, but nobody realized it for months after. Taylor made the decision to keep the relationship private as long as possible because in the past, she would get tons of negative press about who she was dating, specifically with the media circus that followed her splits from Calvin Harris and Tom Hiddleston. Even though Taylor and Joe have been publicly dating for a few years now, their relationship is still ultra private, and it seems they spend most of their time together in each other's homes, away from the public and the spotlight. It's even been rumored that the pair are engaged, but nothing has been confirmed yet. In at number 9, Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan. These two starred alongside each other in the super steamy 50 Shades of Grey trilogy, and after making a movie like that, it's natural to think some sparks would fly. That's why the rumor started that the two had a secret relationship while the film was happening. Apparently the relationship started in 2015, and even though they denied it, the rumor mill still kept swirling. It was even rumored that Jamie's wife, Amelia Warner, was so upset with the secret relationship that it pushed her to file for a divorce. After the series wrapped, the rumors stopped, and we were never able to get to the bottom of what actually happened. However, then Dakota started dating Coldplay frontman Chris Martin. This pair dated in secret for months as well, before they announced it in January of 2018. And at number 8, Darren Criss and Mia Swire. On the set of Glee, there were many relationships that were formed. One was between Darren Criss and Mia Swire, but the pair decided to keep their relationship out of the public eye for as long as they could. They started dating 3 years before Darren even got cast on Glee, and they kept it hidden until the rumors broke out and they confirmed their relationship in 2013. Thankfully, the public attention on their relationship didn't change it, and they stayed together ever since, even getting married in 2019. And at number 7, Shay Mitchell and Matt Babel. This relationship stayed under the radar for quite a while until Shay revealed that she was pregnant and Matt was the father. Apparently the two started dating in 2017 and kept things under wraps for years. There were rumors of the pair dating, but neither ever confirmed it. But their relationship was made public in 2019 when Shay revealed that she was 6 months pregnant with their daughter. Since the birth of their daughter, they've been more open on social media. Shay even features Matt frequently on her YouTube channel and Instagram page. The pair are very serious, but Shay recently revealed that she does not think they will be getting married. She said that she loves weddings and loves attending them to celebrate the love, but she's not sure it's in the cards for her and Matt. And at number 6, Rachel Weisz and Daniel Craig. This high-powered couple is another that is incredibly secretive. According to Metro, the couple first met in college and were friends for years, but it wasn't until they starred in the 2011 movie Dream House that they started dating. Not only has the relationship been a secret, but so has the marriage. Apparently the two got married in 2011 in a secret ceremony that was attended by just 4 people. They've been quietly together ever since and even started a family together. They now share a child together that was born in 2018. The pair are so secret that they don't even attend a lot of public events together, but it works for them. Weisz told the New York Times, quote, "Daniel and I are really similar. We're just really crap at talking about our private lives." And at number 5, Margot Robbie and Tom Acklery. Margot Robbie is one of the most sought after women in the world, so it makes sense that many would wonder if she is single or not. Margot claimed to be single for quite some time. Not sure if that was for her career or just privacy, but she revealed her relationship with Tom Acklery in 2017. The couple are so private they didn't even walk a red carpet together until a year after they got married in 2016. In 2018, she gave Porter a rare quote about her relationship, saying, quote, "I'm a great advocate of doing business with your partner. Being married is actually the most fun ever. Life got way more fun somehow. I have a responsibility of being someone's wife. I want to be better." Apparently Margot even kept the relationship hidden from their friends because she didn't know how serious it was going to get, and they were friends for a long time before dating. And at number 4, Vanessa Hudgens and Josh Hutcherson. I was shook by this one because my teeny bopper self would have never believed this. Turns out that Vanessa and Josh dated sometime around 2011. Now we don't really have much info about their relationship because it was kept so hidden, but all we do know is that it did happen. It happened while they were filming the movie Journey 2. The two met on the set of the film and hit it off from there, but their relationship was pretty short-lived. The public only found out that they'd briefly dated when the two of them were doing press for Journey 2 and someone asked how long they had been dating. But that question was made kinda awkward by the fact that they had already broken up by that point. And at number 3, Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. These two are a power couple that not only works together but shares a happy relationship. There have been rumors about their relationship for years, and they were eventually confirmed by Javier in 2010. While accepting the Best Actor award for Beautiful at the Cannes Film Festival, Javier spoke about Cruz publicly for the first time, saying, quote, "I share this joy with my friend, my companion, my love, Penelope. I owe you a lot and I love you so much." After this, it was revealed the couple had been dating since 2007. The couple confirmed their relationship the same year they got married, and now they share 2 kids together. In at number 2, Kit Harington and Rose Leslie. These two of course met on the set of the hit show Game of Thrones. Their characters were even love interests in the show. They met during the 2nd season and have been inseparable ever since. After seeing their chemistry together on screen, fans started suspecting that they could be more than friends, and this was confirmed when they were spotted out together. They kept their relationship pretty private for the most part, as fans really only had rumors and speculation to go off in regards to the couple. It wasn't until 2016 that the couple went public with their relationship, with Kit confirming that they fell in love while filming Game of Thrones in Iceland. The couple later got engaged in 2017, married in 2018, and they just recently welcomed their first child earlier this year in February of 2021. And finally, number 1, Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling. Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling's relationship is so secretive that Ryan never even says Eva's name when he is talking about her. He'll call her my lady or sweetheart instead. It seems that even though we all know who he's talking about, he still wants to keep it pretty low key. The two have been together since 2011 and have 2 kids together, but they still keep their relationship pretty secret. Apparently, though they are very secretive about their relationship, they are very much in love and very hands-on with their kids. Apparently, they take the time away from the spotlight to be able to grow together and give each other the space that they need to pursue what they love. Ava addressed the fact that she doesn't post her family very much, responding, quote, "As far as Ryan, I'll only post flashbacks of things that are already out there, like pictures from movies or stuff we did like that. My man and my kids are private, that's important to me."
Number 10, Tom Hiddleston and Taylor Swift. If you've ever dated Taylor Swift, then there's a very good chance she's written a song about you. Swift has been basing her lyrical masterpieces around past relationships for a majority of her career. Splitting up with someone is never easy, but whenever this happens to Taylor, it gives her a chance to pump out another top charting track that is sure to keep us dancing the night away. This was unfortunate for Tom Hiddleston though, best known for his role as Loki in the Marvel Universe, briefly dating the singer in 2016, even briefly being dubbed Hiddle Swift by fans. That's so cute. The couple was together for a grand total of 3 months, but during that time were very public about their activities, almost trying to sell us on the idea that they were just so happy together. The timing of this was just a little too suspicious, as Hiddleston had just begun production on Thor Ragnarok, and Swift was working on her then unreleased album Reputation. The two seemed to be using the relationship's strong media attention to their advantage, with past album sales growing up to the point of Reputation's release for Swift, and buzz surrounding Ragnarok was in full swing till its premiere the following year, eventually becoming one of the highest grossing Marvel movies of all time. Yeah, sus guys. Number 9, Jennifer Lopez and Drake. It all started back in 2013 when Jennifer Lopez made a jaw-dropping entrance at the Grammy Awards. She walked out in a stunning off-the-shoulder black gown dress, and Drake's jaw dropped. The moment became a viral GIF, which certainly caught the attention of J-Lo, because over the next couple of years, Drake was spotted, popping up at a number of Lopez's All I Have concerts in Las Vegas, Nevada. In one instance, Drake posted a photo of himself holding J-Lo's diamond-encrusted hat while she slayed it on stage. Soon after, rumors began flying that the two had secretly been together for quite some time, with some photos suggesting that they were spending a lot of their quality time together. With no warning, Drake posted a photo of himself and Jen cozying up together, seemingly confirming the relationship. But many people were suspicious of the true nature of their relationship, including pop singer Rihanna, who unfollowed Lopez on social media following their announcement. The relationship eventually fizzled out at an unspecified amount of time later, and the two never spoke about it again. But these two getting together created such a buzz on social media that their followers grew by thousands, which was probably the real reason these two went public in the first place. Number 8. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. His skin was pale and his cold, and that's how Kristen seems to like him. The late 2000s were dominated by the Twilight series, films centered around Bella, a new girl who just moved from sunny Arizona to rainy Washington State, and Edward, a handsome but mysterious teen who, spoiler alert, he's a freaking vampire. Stewart and Pattinson played the characters over the course of 5 films, and the chemistry was very apparent, so much so that they decided to move that chemistry off the screen. Over the course of the 5 films, the pair would get together and split over and over, claiming the time and time again that they simply just needed a break from each other. Now, we didn't buy this for a second, as their reunions always seemed to take place on set filming the next movie, or just coinciding with the time of the red carpet events. It was just very clear that it was a Hollywood PR person forcing these two to continue pursuing something that may have once existed, but had most certainly been drained of its blood. Number 7. Steve-O and Nicole Richie. Steve-O, the stuntman, is known for doing some wild things. He's been blown up, shot out of speeding shopping carts, and he's even kicked a shark one time because it was about to bite his foot off. But the wildest thing he's ever done of all? He settled down. In 2006, himself and reality TV star Nicole Richie had been spotted spending a lot of their free time together at restaurants and parties and concerts. At the time, Richie's show The Simple Life, which was a reality show starring herself and Paris Hilton, was in its last season, and Steve-O was riding the wave of success following the recent release of a sequel to a movie whose title could get us demonetized. So it makes sense that Nicole would plot a publicity stunt to draw attention to herself and to attempt to keep a hold of her show. This did not work, as the show remained cancelled and the pair called it quits only a few months after they had gotten together. Steve-O has since moved on and is now engaged to his girlfriend, Lux Wright. Yeah, dude! Number 6. Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. The Breakup is a 2005 romantic dramedy starring Aniston and Vaughn as a couple who are stuck living together following a nasty split that leaves them fighting for custody of their apartment. This sounds like a cute movie. You know what's even cuter? The pair became a couple in real life. They were regularly seen off set having dinner and snuggling up together, sparking news of another screen couple turned true lovers. Well, in 2006, that news shifted to accuracy of film title astonishes all, as the couple mutually called it quits, agreeing that the relationship had run its course. Convenient timing, considering for months before their film premiere, the couple was creating buzz online, getting people excited to see the real-life couple acting together on the big screen. But despite the attempt, the film received poor reviews and the PR play had seemingly proved useless. Now, while this may have been a stunt, the two recount sharing a wonderful time together, with Aniston even saying that Vaughn was the defibrillator she needed after a rough divorce from Brad Pitt. I don't know why that's a good thing. That sounds very painful. 5. Theo James and Shailene Woodley. These are some names you may not be super familiar with unless you were a teen in the early 2010s. James and Woodley are the stars of the Divergent series, young adult films about a dystopian future where society is split into 5 factions, and one girl who does not fit into any one specific category. Woodley plays the leading lady, Tris Pryor, and Theo plays the leader of Dauntless, named 4, aka Tobias. In the books, Tobias and Tris meet under strange circumstances and spark an intense romantic fuse. They then spend the next 2 movies running together from the faction elites. Playing a couple on set, though, seemed to have given the pair a brilliant idea as they began appearing closer and cuddlier as time went on. Many times in interviews for the second Divergent movie, the pair can be seen making cute comments and subtly flirting with each other, but sadly their fake love was not meant to last, as with the franchise coming to an end in 2016, so did their PR stunt. The couple maintained that the relationship actually never took place, but judging by the on-screen chemistry, that actually might be true. That might be true. Number 4. Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson. The Singer and the Lifeguard. Sounds like a cheesy sitcom, right? Well, that was the actual combo that took place when Kid Rock and Pamela Anderson began an on-again, off-again relationship in the early 2000s. At first only dating, on and off again, the couple were then engaged after a reunion in 2003. They would call it off one more time before they tied the knot officially in 2006, only to file for a divorce soon after that. The back and forth nature of their relationship is not uncommon in the world of Hollywood, with many high-tier couples breaking up and reconciling over and over again. But what is uncommon is that the couple were airing out every single bit of dirty laundry for the public to see, and soon speculation turned to truth, as it was uncovered by a Hollywood insider that the couple's troubled history and rocky road were merely an attempt to keep themselves relevant in today's media circus. The plan didn't work, as most of you watching this right now probably don't even care about these guys at all, and some of you might not even know who either of these people are. So if that's the case, please go find some good old seasons of Baywatch and prepare to be amazed. Number 3. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. For those of you who may have forgotten, between the original Spider-Man trilogy starring Tobey Maguire and the newest trilogy of Spider-Man movies starring Tom Holland, lived a little universe in which Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man, and Sony was his ruler. The Amazing Spider-Man franchise only pumped out 2 movies between 2012 and 2024. Garfield played Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, in the franchise, and fan favorite Emma Stone was cast to play his leading lady, Gwen Stacy. From day one on the set, the two were inseparable, spending every second of free time they had together and developing what can only imagine must have been a strong and long-lasting bond. However, these two getting together was just a little bit sus. People fall in love on set all the time, but this couldn't have been a more perfect setup if you tried. On-screen love interests who take up a majority of the film's runtime with their undeniable chemistry shining through scene after scene, not to mention they're together in the movie for real, like you fall in love with Gwen Stacy. Anyways, this almost feels like an extreme form of method acting, because the couple were together for the entirety of the franchise, 4 years, only to call it quits a few months after the premiere of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. They've maintained a strong friendship ever since, but we really do miss you guys. Come back, Gwen. Number 2. Carmen Electra and Dennis Rodman. This PR stunt lasted for all of 2 weeks in 1998. Carmen, who was then popular for her skills as a singer as well as a gifted dancer, met the famous basketball player Dennis Rodman at a nightclub in Los Angeles. They exchanged numbers and Rodman bombarded Electra with phone calls after phone calls until she finally agreed to hang out. Classic move, Dennis, negging. They started seeing each other regularly, with Rodman once even clearing out the Chicago Bulls training center so that the two could have some fun together, uninterrupted, and anywhere their little hearts desired. They got married like most couples around the time did, in Las Vegas, baby! The two were married on November 14th, 1998, only to file an annulment 9 days later. Rodman claims to have not been in the right headspace when he agreed to the marriage, and the two haven't spoken to each other in years. Reporters and paparazzi were very skeptical about this move, as the couple's ups and downs had taken over the media circuit for months, causing Electra to get her name out there more, which was super convenient seeing as she had just started building up her repertoire in the movie industry, starring in cult classic movies like Good Burger, as well as a recurring character on Baywatch. There's a good chance she would have made it on her own, but hey, it never hurts to publicly suffer first, right? Number 1. Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. Kris Humphries is a former basketball player, and Kim Kardashian is, well, Kim Kardashian. The reality star and basketball player began dating in 2010 after his New Jersey teammate Jordan Farmer introduced them in New York. Less than a year later, the couple were engaged and officially married at a beautiful summer wedding. Of course, all of this was front page on social media and news outlets, causing a massive buzz for both the couple and the reality show. But after just 72 days of marriage, Kardashian filed for a divorce, simply claiming they were not getting along at all. However, Kris has a different story. He simply wasn't following suit with the family's plans, claiming that Kim made him sign a prenuptial agreement before the wedding, granting her 100% of their earnings as a couple should they split. Kris filed his own annulment, claiming fraud and stating that the only reason she married him in the first place was for the TV ratings. And this was absolutely true, as proven with her immediate bounce back to Kanye West, as well as the couple's time on the show being some of the highest viewed episodes of season 6. While Kardashian knew the relationship wasn't going to work out, Kris didn't, and the entire thing was very real for him. So like, hey, Hollywood, chill out with the fake couples for a minute, you know?
Number 10. Harry Styles. The Watermelon Sugar singer briefly formed one of the most iconic pop power couples of all time when Taylor revealed they were an item in 2012. Being dubbed Haler, the couple met at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards after Taylor was filmed dancing to Harry's performance with her backstage bestie Selena Gomez. It was confirmed that they were an item when Taylor paid Harry a visit during the X Factor rehearsals ahead of her performance on the show. They were caught getting cozy by onlookers, and they were not shy about the PDA. After going on a trip to the Caribbean together in 2013, they returned having decided to split. There was never any confirmation on why they split, but there also seemed to be no ill will between anyone. At this year's Golden Globes, the two met once again on the red carpet, and there was nothing but joy. Whatever went down back in the day, the fame that came from the hashtag Haler was well worth it. Number 9. Joe Jonas. Another high-profile, short-lived romance came from Camp Rock star Joe Jonas. The couple started dating under the radar in 2008, but were official that summer. The truth was revealed when Taylor and Joe performed together on stage at a handful of concerts on his Burnin' Up tour. Despite the world being pretty excited to see where the relationship was headed, before it was even Christmas, she was on the Ellen DeGeneres show calling out how Joe broke up with her in a 25-second phone call. Breaking up over the phone is his favorite thing to do. He just did it to Sophie a few weeks ago, so that's nice. Following her appearance on the show, he addressed the situation by half admitting to and half disputing Taylor's claims, even correcting her by saying it was actually a 27-second conversation. Okay. They were forced to perform together on New Year's Eve live on TV that year, noticeably being placed on opposite ends of the stage. There's even a picture from that night where you can see Ryan Seacrest in the background, who understands what's happening because he's just like, yikes. The similarities between his split from Taylor and his split from Sophie Turner may be the reason that these two seem to be bonding more and more as the days go by. Number 8. Travis Kelce. This is the most recent entry to Taylor's library of possible partners. Travis Kelce is a football player for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Taylor was spotted attending one of his games this weekend. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary. But wait! There's more! Taylor was spotted attending the event with his mother! What? That's crazy! Literally sitting arm in arm together the entire night, Taylor was photographed cheering him on from the sidelines, his mother sharing the excitement right along with her. Now, if that is not enough for you, he was later photographed walking out of the stadium with Taylor Swift, and recently she bought out a restaurant just so they could have lunch together. Now, whether they're actually a couple or not is yet to be confirmed, but the huge media coverage brewing from this news and all the photos being taken and all the evidence being gathered, they're dating. They're 100% together now. Number 7. Taylor Lautner. Taylor and Taylor were together briefly in 2009 after meeting on the set of the romantic comedy Valentine's Day. In the film, they played high school sweethearts, something that apparently made its way into their real lives. Following filming, T-Squared began sparking dating rumors. Those rumors were confirmed when they appeared at the Video Music Awards red carpet that year. The same year that Kanye West interrupted Taylor on stage. Not even a cliff-diving werewolf can scare that man. They were a cute couple on paper and in the eyes of the media, which really helped out their careers. 2009 was the same year that Taylor was set to star in Twilight: A New Moon as his iconic character, Jacob, and Taylor was making waves with the release of her album Speak Now coming up in the new year. They both made appearances as the host of Saturday Night Live on separate nights, but referencing each other during their respective monologues. That's so cute. In December of that year, the couple called it quits, with both claiming that the media was making a way bigger deal out of things than they needed to. They became good friends and simply realized that they didn't need to be a couple to enjoy each other's company. Number 6. Jake Gyllenhaal. The brief romance between these two happened years ago, but Swifties remember Jakey all too well. Taylor and Jake first made breaking news in 2010 when they were spotted together in New York City, meeting backstage at Saturday Night Live and getting pretty close. Over the months that followed, sparks started flying between these two, but those sparks went out pretty fast. Less than a year after getting together, the couple called it quits. The split was quick and quiet, not much came from it, but most fans believe that several of her songs on Red, including the song All Too Well, were inspired by Jake. Taylor is able to take every breakup she's ever been in and make us dance about it. In the years that have followed, Jake and Taylor have maintained a solid friendship, but the timing of their relationship could not have been better for Jake. At the same time that his name was popping up in gossip columns, the Disney movie Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time was on its way to theaters. Swifties bought tickets to see Taylor's boy toy in armless leather and wielding little jabby thingies, but they were instead met with a bad movie and a few months later an uncomfortable image of Taylor Swift's ex imprinted into their skull for the rest of their lives. Number 5. Calvin Harris. After dating for only 15 months, Taylor and Scottish beatmaker Calvin Harris decided to split. While Calvin and Taylor were actually pretty chill in terms of the aftermath from their split, their friends and fans were not so chill. People started trashing Calvin and claiming that he was intimidated by Swift's success compared to his own. Despite Calvin praising Taylor online for her courage and her career, Kim Kardashian and Katy Perry chimed in on Twitter, causing a massive online feud that spanned for months. Now eventually, Eventually, while still dealing with the aftermath, she began dating Tom Hiddleston. Since their split, the amount of content they have made based on each other is ridiculous. Many people believe that Calvin's beats were slowly becoming based on his time with Taylor, and obviously vice versa. He later claimed that he was advised not to say her name or say anything directly related to their breakup in any of his songs. So while not a PR stunt, the aftermath put a spotlight on Calvin, and he was added to Taylor's long list of famous boos. Number 4. Matt Healy. The controversial frontman of the 1975 sparked dating rumors when he and Taylor were spotted getting cozy after a concert earlier this year. These two have been friends since 2014, but following Taylor's split from Joey Alwyn, Matty decided to take his shot. The two were in what many people call to be a whirlwind romance, and it just so happened that at the same time these rumors gained traction, Matty was being exposed as an all-around rough person. There's a lot of bad stuff attached to that guy. After only a month of confirmed so-called dating, Taylor announced that she wanted nothing to do with Matty. It became painfully obvious that his on-stage antics and his overall being was just not something that Taylor could vibe with. Arguably, Matty's misdeeds may have gone under the radar had it not been for Taylor. He's been getting away with some pretty shady stuff for a long time and saying some pretty crazy things, but suddenly when he starts dating Taylor Swift, he's public enemy number 1. Good! He deserved every bit of hate that he got. Number 3. Lucas Till. Lucas Till, not much can be said about his time with Taylor, as it was actually the shortest relationship that I've put on this list. Now, for those who don't know, Lucas is an American actor who starred in movies from every genre, spanning from like the X-Men to biographical dramas. In 2009, while still relatively unknown, he started dating Taylor Swift. The two were only together for a month before they called it quits. According to Taylor, they were just both too nice, you know? According to the former X-Man, the decision to split was simple. After being romantic for a month, they realized that they were just better off as friends. But that doesn't matter to Swifties. Even if it was a 2-week fling, he was now on the list of disgruntled ex-boyfriends. Oddly enough though, around the same time that the split took place, his name was in tabloids and headlines as her new ex-boo. Now, this meant that when he went in for auditions, his name was no longer unfamiliar to anybody in the room. 2 years later, he appeared in X-Men First Class as Havoc and has maintained a solid acting career ever since, most recently being the man to take on the mantle of MacGyver in a TV reboot that ended after 4 seasons. Number 2. Tom Hiddleston. Tom and Taylor were together for 3 glorious months back in 2016. After Tom had debuted in Marvel and Taylor was riding on the success of her 1989 album from 2014. According to a source at the time, the breakup was entirely Taylor's idea. Now at the time, Tom wanted their relationship to go public and she was uncomfortable with that. Apparently Tom was just more invested in the relationship than she was at the time. The couple first met when Taylor was still dating Calvin Harris in May, like I previously mentioned. After they shared a dance together at that year's Met Gala, they were smitten. They were caught sucking face on the beach not far from Tom's Rhode Island home the following month, and the public was introduced to Hiddle Swift. Taylor had split from Calvin and the two were now free to be together. Following the massive amount of online love, it appeared that Tom was ready to bring that love into the mainstream and use it to sell tickets to his films and to her concerts. Both worked, as Loki is the best character in Marvel right now and Taylor broke Ticketmaster. So come see, come saw. Number 1. Joe Alwyn. Taylor's longest relationship on this list is with her most recent ex, Joey Alwyn. After 6 years of being together, the couple decided to call it quits. At the time, they claimed that it was due to differences in their personalities. Since late 2016, the couple have shared some truly adorable moments together on screen and in private. Joe was even spotted at a few of Taylor's concerts in the early stages of their relationship, just solo, you know, they're just showing support. For 6 years, things went smooth. Joe was an actor receiving fairly steady work after his career-making role in Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Taylor was by his side at every red carpet and vice versa at awards shows and the like. Now they were inseparable, but suddenly in 2023, after 6 long years, they called it quits. The news came while Taylor was on the road for the start of her Eras tour, a tour that he was never actually spotted at or even invited to. According to an insider close to Taylor, Joe just could not handle the level of fame that she was on. They couldn't just exist in public because Taylor would be surrounded by paparazzi and fans the moment that they stepped out of their house. Since the split, Taylor has been on her Eras tour and has been appearing in the news more and more. Meanwhile, Joe has just kind of been existing on the sidelines, surely being called every name in the book by Swifties around the world. So hope
Hope you're okay, buddy. Number 10, The Weeknd and Bella Hadid. In 2016, Bella was on the cover of Glamour magazine where she announced that she was dating Abel Tesfaye, the artist behind the moniker The Weeknd. And I'm almost positive that's not how you pronounce it, but oh well, I've butchered easier names in my day. At the time, The Weeknd had just released his popular album Starboy, and while it received critical acclaim upon initial release, following the announcement of Bella and The Weeknd's relationship became a headliner in the online news world. Questions being thrown left and right though. Who, what, when, where, how did these guys get together? Since then, the couple has been going strong and they seem to be using their celebrity status to improve each other's careers. You see, Bella has maintained her modeling gig and now acts as a social media influencer, while The Weeknd has only grown in popularity, even being cast to star in a new series on HBO Max called The Idol, chronicling a fictional pop star's attempt to remain relevant and a woman meeting the man named Tedros, a nightclub enthusiast with a sordid past. His role has been well received so far, but the graphic content of the show and The Weeknd's role in it has made fans question the musician's creative aspirations, surely putting the magic of his celebrity coupling to the test, but the greed is present. Number 9, Justin and Hailey. Before becoming husband and wife, Justin and Hailey were slowly building up their careers as a musician and model respectively. They met while Justin was still dating fellow pop musician and former Disney star Selena Gomez, and they struck up a secret romance. As Justin and Selena were constantly on and off again, Hailey and Justin became closer and closer with each subsequent split, being friends at first, but eventually they became an official item in 2018. While they were both fairly famous before becoming an official couple, following their marriage, it's arguable that they have rise to a new level of success and recognition. Justin is becoming one of the most replayed artists around the world, and Hailey has been working hard in the fashion industry, both on the stage and behind the sewing machine. While their relationship may be true love, the fame and recognition that has come with their new celebrity status will certainly be the driving force that this relationship needs for the foreseeable future. Number 8, Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. Ryan and Blake are a tale as old as time. They met while either dating or married to other people on set of a film that Ryan prefers not to talk about, 2010's Green Lantern flick. While they were attending Comic-Con to promote the film, the audience could see an undeniable chemistry between the two. Only 3 months following Comic-Con, Blake announced that she was splitting with her Gossip Girl co-star, Penn Badgley, and not long after that, Ryan Reynolds and his then wife, Scarlett Johansson, announced that they were getting divorced. Almost like they plotted a slow burn breakup plan to allow them to get together without there being, too many objections. They became official in 2011 and have been together ever since. While Lively has had a pretty solid career in the film industry, she hasn't really been making many movies since her last role in the 2017 dramatic thriller A Simple Favor, but her husband certainly has been. Ryan has become one of the wealthiest men in Hollywood thanks to his multiple business ventures in the world of adult beverages, wireless cell phone coverage, and soccer, or football for our friends in the UK. He hasn't done this alone, and he claims that Blake is his good luck charm. He always consults with his wife on any business move that he's attempting to make, and so far so good, right? As Ryan Reynolds is rolling in business dough, and thanks to his new contract with Disney to star as the Merc with the Mouth in their Marvel Cinematic Universe, Blake just has to sit back and enjoy the ride now. Nothing wrong with being a little greedy when you've earned it. Number 7, Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel. While Justin was slowly taking over the pop scene in the mid-2000s following his split from NSYNC, his future wife, Jessica Biel, was making I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, which is when we really should have realized that Adam Sandler just had a really odd sense of humor. The couple met at a friend's party in 2007 that Justin was hosting. According to the couple, it was anything more than love at first sight. They met, they chatted, and Justin ended up getting her phone number from one of his buddies so that he could ask her on a date. Getting an actual phone number was a normal thing people did before they were just like, hey, what's your handle? Eventually, he wore her down, his words, and they were eventually married in 2012. While the couple have been highly successful in their respective fields, their combined power allots to a massive $268 million net worth. Between Justin's music and Jessica's acting gigs, the couple have created a perfect little nest egg for themselves that will surely keep their relationship going for a very long time. Number 6, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom. These two met in the most old-fashioned way around. Orlando stole Katy's cheeseburger. In 2016, Katy met Orlando at an event for the Golden Globes. They barely knew each other at the time. Katy asked her security team to bring her 10 In-N-Out burgers, and all of a sudden Orlando's hand just appeared from thin air. It grabbed a burger and it ran off. Katy's first words to him were, "Hey, that's my burger!" It's so cute to imagine just a little Orlando Bloom just running away like, "You can't touch me!" They eventually met properly and they began spending more and more time together in May of 2016, and they announced their official coupling status to the world. Their relationship has been public and filled with fun pics. In fact, on their first Halloween together, the couple dressed up as the former president Donald Trump and his arch nemesis, a woman. No, I'm just kidding, it was Hillary Clinton. They did briefly split in 2017, but were brought back together after only a year apart. Since getting engaged in 2019, their combined net worth between Katy Perry's success as a musician and Orlando's stellar career on the silver screen, the couple share roughly $300 million together, and that's a lot of clams. Currently, Katy's place in the eyes of the media is that of a villain, following the reveal of her true nature on American Idol. She roasted a mom on the show, and it was harsh, and we'll just see if the relationship will hold up now that Katy's not getting those Idol checks every month. Number 5. Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. Pete and Kim met one night in 2020 on the set of Saturday Night Live, a weekly sketch series on NBC that's been around since the early 1970s. The two played Jasmine and Aladdin in a sketch parodying the scene from the original animated film featuring the song A Whole New World. They had water and fake bird poop thrown at them. It wasn't a great sketch, okay? But I have to admit, it was pretty funny to watch Kim Kardashian try to make it to the end of that scene without passing out from laughter. Following the episode, the two had apparently begun seeing each other on the down low. The reason being, well, Kim was still married to the madman of Twitter, Kanye West, at the time. West had apparently speculated that the relationship was taking place as it came around the same time that he was being cancelled in the mainstream for some nasty tweets and views that he shared online. It seems that this relationship was one bred from a place of greed, however, as following the official divorce from Kanye, Kim and Pete actually split up, claiming that it had just fizzled out. But the reality was that Kim was using Pete as a way to push Kanye over the edge and just accept the divorce. When she was done with him, she tossed him aside and has moved on to the next guy. Don't feel bad though. Pete Davidson, he moved on right away, somehow encapsulating the energy of his sketch character Chad and just being like, oh, hey Emily. Number 4. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. The couple first met as co-stars on that 70s show where they played on-again, off-again couple Jackie Burkhart and Michael Kelso, but they didn't become a real-life couple until 15 years later. Before they met, Ashton married fellow actor Demi Moore, and Mila had been dating Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin for nearly 8 years, and I'm really curious why we didn't hear more about that. That sounds neat. In 2011, Ashton became the figure of public shame after Demi announced that they would be getting divorced following Ashton cheating on her with another woman. While the mystery woman was never actually confirmed, not long after this announcement, Mila Kunis and Ashton were seen attending the Golden Globes together, and they later confirmed that they had sparked a romantic relationship. At the time of the scandal, Ashton had slowed down in the acting world, but Mila was making movie after movie, starring in flicks like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Ted, and Friends with Benefits, which all went on to be hits. The press coverage on top of the scandal seemed to give Mila a boost in her career, and despite backlash and personal issues within the relationship, the couple are still together today. Ashton, however, has remained out of Hollywood's radar and appears to be under the impression that since his wife is famous and rich, he can just like mooch off of her until she's sick of him. Imagine in a few years, she's like, yep, I've had it, and a camera crew bursts in, throws Ashton a trucker hat, and he's like, you just got punked! Number 3. Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen. For those unfamiliar to the football world, Tom Brady is considered to be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, particularly during his time with the New England Patriots. His wife Gisele is also considered to be at the top of her field. She's a world-famous supermodel. When these two are next to each other, it's like the jock and the pretty girl from back in the day got together and they did not age. Like, it's weird. They met through a mutual friend in 2006 and quickly hit it off. He proposed after 3 years of being together, and they've been happily married since 2009. Now, let's talk dollar signs for a minute. During his time in the NFL, Brady accumulated a massive $180 million in net worth, which is pretty good, while his partner Gisele has a net worth of $360 million. Tom literally put his body in harm's way in the hopes that he might win a trophy, and all she had to do was fly to Italy and pose on a yacht. Man, maybe Tom should dabble in the modeling world, eh? That'd be fun. The relationship, initially driven by fame and fortune, unfortunately dissipated earlier this year when the couple split and filed for divorce. Coincidentally, around the same time, he started talking about not playing football anymore. Yeah, coincidence. Number 2, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Andrew and Emma were the power couple of the early 2010s after starring as Pete and MJ in Sony's reboot of the Spider-Man franchise, The Amazing Spider-Man, in 2012. The film only spawned one sequel before Disney swooped in to buy the rights to Spidey right out from under their noses. During the 4 years that they were playing the characters, though, Emma and Andrew became a real-life couple and were appearing regularly in the public eye, like out on dates, having vacations, and of course being on set together. But that's what they wanted us to see. Emma and Andrew were another one of those couples that played on-screen lovers, and they just so happened to like each other in real life. 9 times out of 10, those relationships have PR written all over them. Coincidentally, only a few short months following the announcement that the third movie would be cancelled to allow Tom Holland the chance to don the suit for the MCU, not to mention, spoiler alert, Emma Stone's character dies at the end of Spider-Man 2, meaning she wouldn't have been involved in a third movie in the first place unless it was just like a bunch of flashbacks to better times, you know? 2012. Nobody misses you. And at number 1, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. The Smith family have been at the top of the news storm recently after it was announced that Jada's talk show Red Table was going to be cancelled. One topic that was brought up on the series before its cancellation, though, was the revelation of an entanglement between Pinkett and singer-songwriter August Alsina during like a brief breakup the couple was taking during the early 2000s. Pinkett was quick to bounce back though, after breaking it up with Will, entangling with August, and eventually getting back with Will to continue the marriage. It's not all sunshines and rainbows with these guys though, as the couple still has marital issues to this day and have been plagued with cheating rumors ever since. They've been thrown even further under the bus by their own kids, Willow and Jaden, who called the pair out for their lack of proper parenting skills and for essentially leaving them to their own devices. Together, Jada and Will carry around a dark storm cloud of negative energy and spread it to everyone they interact with. You would think these guys would just split and save each other the mental hassle, but just look at Will's house, man. That thing could fit thousands of people inside of it. It has its own everything. If these two split up, it would mean losing their fancy house, and we wouldn't want that, would we? Would we? Would we, Los Angeles? Would we, Los Angeles real estate department? Would we? Number 10, The Weeknd and Bella Hadid. In 2016, Bella was on the cover of Glamour magazine, where she announced that she was dating Abel Tesfaye, the artist behind the moniker The Weeknd. And I'm very sorry if I butchered that name. At the time, The Weeknd had just released his popular album Starboy, and while it received critical acclaim upon release, following the announcement of Bella and The Weeknd becoming a couple was the headline of the media news world. Questions began being thrown left and right. Who? What? When? Where? Why are these guys together? Since then, the couple has been going strong and seems to be using their celebrity status to improve each other's careers. Bella has maintained her modeling gig and now acts as a social media influencer, while The Weeknd has only grown in popularity, even being cast to star in a new series on HBO Max called The Idol, chronicling a fictional pop star's attempt to remain relevant and her meeting of a man named Tedros, a nightclub impresario with a sordid past. His role has been well received so far, but the graphic content of the show and The Weeknd's role in it has made fans question the musician's creative aspirations, surely putting the magic of his celebrity coupling to the test. Number 9, Justin and Hailey Bieber. Before becoming husband and wife, Justin and Hailey were slowly building up their careers as a musician and a model respectively. They met while Justin was still dating fellow pop musician and former Disney star Selena Gomez and struck up a secret romance. Now, while Justin and Selena were constantly on and off again, Hailey and Justin became closer and closer with each subsequent split, being friends at first, but eventually becoming an official item in 2018. While they were both fairly famous before becoming official, following their marriage, it's arguable that they have rise to a new level of success and recognition. Justin is becoming one of the most replayed artists around the world, and Hailey has been working hard in the fashion industry, both on the stage and behind the sewing machine. While their relationship may be true love, the fame and recognition that has come with their new celebrity status will certainly be driving this relationship for the foreseeable future. Number 8, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. This is a couple that has been in the media headlines over and over again in recent years. The former Office actor shifted his focus to the producer and director side of the industry in 2018 with the release of his horror thriller A Quiet Place, considered to be one of the best horror movies from the 2010s. Emily and John were highly successful before they met each other. While John was playing the iconic role of Jim Halpert on The Office, he actually became a fan of Emily from her role in the film The Devil Wears Prada, admitting that he had seen it roughly 70 times on repeat. They were introduced to each other in 2008, around the same time The Office had begun its 5th season, and Emily was set to star in a biopic called The Young Victoria, about Queen Victoria during her youth. The announcement of their engagement came just weeks before the premiere, creating a little bit of extra buzz that they certainly needed, as the film was not well received. Since 2010, the couple have been seen supporting each other at premieres and collaborating together whenever the opportunity arises, which seems like a cute couple thing to do, but is actually actually just a solid strategy for getting butts into seats. "Oh honey, look, they made a movie together. That's going to be so cute. We have to go see it," said everybody. Number 7. Tom Holland and Zendaya. Tom and Zendaya met in 2016 on the set of the first MCU Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland's Spider-Man Homecoming. Zendaya was not unfamiliar to fans, as she had starred in a number of successful TV shows and films before stepping into the role of Spider-Man's love interest, Mary Jane Watson. Although her character wasn't necessarily all that present in the first movie, their time on set was spent laughing together and bonding over their mutual interests. It was announced that the on-screen couple were official just before the release of Homecoming's sequel, Spider-Man Far From Home, which fans weren't really excited about as it was the final film in the third phase of the MCU, despite Avengers Endgame just wrapping up the phase with a tight, tear-drenched bow. Following the announcement, however, ticket sales increased, and Far From Home went on to be one of the highest-grossing films that Marvel has ever produced. Since then, they've appeared one more time together on screen and have used their Marvel fame to secure roles with other major studios in several major projects. For instance, Tom is now under contract with Apple TV to star in multiple films that have so far received incredible praise, and Zendaya has made a name for herself in the role of leading lady as well, with her performance as Rue on the HBO series Euphoria, nabbing her a win for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series at the Emmy Awards, and the co-leading part of Chani in the recently revived Dune series. This couple seems to be taking their combined fame and using it to fuel a career rocket that's heading straight for the moon. Number 6. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Ben and Jen were a couple way back in the early 2000s, like 100 years ago. They met on the set of a romantic comedy flick called Giggly, released in 2003. While the movie may have flopped, a brief but lasting relationship was made. They went their separate ways in 2003 and maintained a solid friendship over the years, but when they went public back in the day, the media circuit ate them up, creating a small boost in popularity for the couple. In 2021, Lopez ended her engagement to Alex Rodriguez, and, coincidentally, Affleck broke up with his partner, Ana de Armas, and the pair reunited. Of course, things only went up from there. Their names were back in the media mainstream. A re-release of the Justice League starring Affleck as Batman was unleashed onto the world, and Jen was tapped to perform at that year's American Music Awards. There's no denying that apart these two are still famous, but together they're a powerhouse couple with limitless power. Number 5. Jay-Z and Beyonce. Beyonce and Jay-Z are considered to be the music industry's most beloved couple, first getting together in 2001, a year after they first met at the MTV Spring Break Festival in Cancun. Their first collaboration as artists was released in 2002, entitled '03 Bonnie and Clyde, and not long after they released their second song, Crazy in Love, which landed the couple a Grammy Award the following year. Their hit tracks, coupled with the media attention surrounding their relationship, seems to be one of the main ingredients of their family glue, as Jay-Z was actually the center of a cheating scandal in 2014, leading to the now infamous elevator fight. Despite the scandal and the fists, they stay together and have remained in the media mainstream ever since. Number 4. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. The couple first met as co-stars on That 70s Show, where they played on-again, off-again couple Jackie Burkhart and Michael Kelso, but they didn't become a real-life couple until 15 years later. Before they met, Ashton married fellow actor Demi Moore, and Mila had been dating Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin for nearly 8 years. Why was that not talked about more? What? In 2011, Ashton became the figure of public shame after Demi announced that they would be getting divorced following Ashton cheating on her with another woman. Now, while the mystery woman was never firmly identified, not long after this announcement, Mila Kunis and Ashton were seen attending the Golden Globes together and later confirmed that they had sparked a romantic relationship. In the time of the scandal, Ashton had slowed down in the acting world, but Mila was making movie after movie, starring in flicks like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Ted, and Friends with Benefits, which all went on to be hits. The press coverage on top of the scandal seemed to give Mila a boost in her career, and despite backlash and personal issues within the relationship, the couple are still together for now. Number 3. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. Despite what you may have assumed, these two did not meet on the set of the under underappreciated live-action Scooby-Doo movie from 2000. No, instead these two met on the set of a little horror flick called I Know What You Did Last Summer in 1997. The Buffy star and the She's All That leading man were married in 2002 following the release of the Scooby-Doo movie, previously mentioned, where they played Fred and Velma. The announcement of their engagement came only a few short months before the premiere, keeping these two in the media circuit for a majority of the early 2000s. Their careers were steady from 1995 till roughly the mid-2000s, deciding to step back from Hollywood to focus on being the best parents they could be. It's all good though, thanks to their star power and successful projects before their retirement, they were financially set for the foreseeable future. Theirs is a slow game though, as their kids are almost out of the house, which will give them the perfect opportunity to return to the spotlight. Maybe they'll get divorced just for the coverage or something, I guess we'll see. Number 2, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Douglas. Catherine Zeta-Jones met future Ant-Man star Michael Douglas after he had his publicist arrange a date for them. Despite it not going well initially, they agreed to a second date and now have kids and a happy, healthy marriage. While their careers remained steady through the 2000s and early 2010s, it wasn't until 2015 that Michael would return to the mainstream, following his casting announcement as Dr. Hank Pym in the MCU's take on the iconic pint-sized superhero Ant-Man. He began releasing promotional videos with co-star Paul Rudd, and the buzz surrounding the flick became stronger and stronger. Following the successful release of the film, Michael began doing more press and interviews in which he got more in-depth on his relationship to Catherine. Catherine had remained fairly aloof in the acting world as she had been undergoing cancer treatments till roughly 2012. Following Michael's career resurgence, she decided it was the right time to capitalize and get herself back into the acting world. Her husband's success drove her to take roles in several projects, both good and bad. Morticia in the new Wednesday series. Great! The National Treasure TV series on Disney+. Burn it! Her career appears to be on the rise again. With the recent release of a third Ant-Man movie though, the couple are in for a fruitful future. And at number 1, Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi. It was love at first sight for Ellen and Portia after meeting backstage at a concert in 2001. At the time, de Rossi was not publicly out of the closet, and Ellen had no idea how to go about the situation. It took 3 years for Portia and Ellen to finally admit their feelings towards each other, and from there, things moved pretty quickly. The moment gay marriage was legalized in the States in 2008, the couple were married and are still going strong to this day. Now, while Ellen may have been famous at the time with both her sitcom and celebrity talk show, Portia hadn't really hit the mainstream yet, until she was casted to play Lindsay Bluth in the much-loved Netflix series Arrested Development. The show first premiered in 2003 and was not immediately receptive to audiences. Despite the stellar cast, which included Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and a young Michael Cera, the writing just really didn't hit home with fans. However, following the public announcement of her relationship to Ellen, the show picked up in viewer numbers. No doubt Ellen's fans curious to see what her new boo did for work. Arrested went on to have 5 seasons, however 2 of those seasons took place in 2013 and 2018, with the latter not even including Portia's character apart from a few green screen insertions. This, combined with the cancellation of Ellen's show, is a case of a celebrity couple driven straight into a ditch.
And at number 10, Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly are the hot new couple on the block in Hollywood. But a lot of people are not buying the relationship, and with how public that they've been, experts are pretty sure that it's a PR stunt. Here are just a few examples of why people think that it's fake. Firstly, in Megan's interview on the Give Them Lala with Randall podcast, Megan Fox revealed that she knew Machine Gun Kelly was her quote soulmate even before they met. And apparently after she heard MGK was cast as the other lead in the film, she already felt the connection deep in her soul. I don't know, it's a little suspicious. Also, MGK claims that he literally did nothing on set but pine and obsess over Megan Fox. They've also been all over social media claiming that they're twin flames. Megan also made waves by starring in MGK's music video for Bloody Valentine. And personally, I believe that Megan Fox needed a hot new relationship to get her name back in the spotlight, as well as to promote their new movie together. So it just seems pretty convenient to me. And at number 9, Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna. I fully believe that this relationship was entirely orchestrated by Chyna for 2 reasons. I think the first reason was to get famous off of the Kardashian name, but the second was to get some low-key revenge on the Kardashian family because Kylie stole her baby daddy Tyga. It seemed all too convenient when Rob and Chyna got together, and they moved at pretty much lightning speed, getting engaged and then learning they were pregnant. The couple also got their own show, Rob and Chyna, out of that relationship, which was lucrative for both of them. And even though it was a complete mess, it got major publicity for the both of them and gave tons of storylines for keeping up with the Kardashians as well. Of course, the two have a child together, so I'm sure some part of the relationship was real, but I also believe a lot of it was fake. In at number 8, Selena Gomez and The Weeknd. Selena Gomez and The Weeknd had a brief public relationship right after both of them broke up with their respective partners. But this relationship just seemed incredibly convenient, and honestly, these two people did not seem compatible whatsoever to me, which led to a lot of people thinking this relationship was actually fake. Here are a few reasons why. Firstly, the two got very public very fast and were paparazzied at music festivals like Coachella and out on the streets of LA, but they never posted anything to their own social media profiles, which could be proof that they never spent any time together alone, only in front of the cameras. Also, there were tons of blind gossip forums that claimed that many in the industry knew that it was just a publicity stunt. The last and most important piece of evidence for me was that both of them were seen out with their exes, Justin Bieber and Bella Hadid, almost right after Selena and Abel's breakup. And with all that combined, I'm pretty convinced that it was just a publicity stunt. In at number 7, Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. These two coincidentally started dating the same time that they were starring as love interests in the Spider-Man franchise. And that's pretty much the biggest sign of a fake relationship that there is. However, I do have to say that these two are pretty much the only couple that I actually thought were good together and like could be a thing in the real world. One of the biggest reasons people think that this was a fake relationship is because they were together during the promotions for Spider-Man, but split up once the movie didn't need any more promotion. Then after taking a break, they ended up getting back together when they were both up for the Oscars, and seemingly when they needed some much needed publicity. And although none of this is solid proof, it's just very interesting timing. And at number 6, Timothée Chalamet and Lily Rose Depp. This is another couple that started because they were love interests on the movie that they were a part in called The King. Both Timothy and Lily are rising stars, and it made sense for both of them to get in a relationship together to get even more publicity, especially since they're a very good looking couple, I have to admit. The situation here is that they were spotted out together in New York City, and paparazzi pictures of course, looking pretty cozy together. But everyone wasn't convinced that they were actually together until they showed up to the Venice Film Festival hand in hand. But there is a chance that their management didn't think that they were selling their love story good enough, so days after the festival, these photos of them kissing on a boat were released, and they show very clear romantic interest, along with a whole lot more that we won't get into. But there has been a lot of talk that this photo is staged because it's almost impossible for paparazzi to get that close of a shot unless the celebrities let them. Halfway at number 5, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. Looking back, this relationship was really unfortunate, and they both looked pretty uncomfortable the whole time, especially Kristen Stewart. In the beginning, I honestly just thought she was an awkward person, but seeing how she's changed over the recent years, it's clear that she was just putting on a show to promote Twilight. Their relationship of course coincided with the creation of the hit Twilight franchise and ended right about the same time. They were together for a very short time after the franchise ended, until Kristen cheated on Robert with a film director. But Robert didn't seem too sad about it and actually got engaged only a short while after that. So to me, this situation seemed like two people who were dying for Twilight to end so they could date who they really wanted to. And at number 4, Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes. This is another relationship that I'm convinced started out as a PR stunt, but ended up turning into a real relationship. The pair met in 2014 when they were both on tour with Austin Mahone, and they were apparently friendly. They even released a song together. But everything changed when they released the hit song Senorita that went on to be a smash hit. A big part of the success was the fact that the two of them started dating in the midst of it and literally could not keep their hands off each other. And at first, with the level of PDA that they were showing, it looked very fake. But since it's been a few years and they're still together, I believe the fake relationship ended up blossoming into a real one. And at number 3, Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. Since these two were so young when they started making the High School Musical movies, I don't think that this relationship was exactly arranged, but I'm pretty confident that it was strongly encouraged. These two started dating during filming, and they broke up practically right when High School Musical was no longer on TV. And since I was a preteen at this time and totally eating up their entire relationship, I can definitely say that them dating in real life made the movies just so much better for me personally. There was also a rumor that at one point Zac Efron and Ashley Tisdale were dating, but they weren't allowed to go public with it because there needed to be the illusion that Troy and Gabriella were the ones that were actually together IRL. And at number 2, Noah Cyrus and Lil Xan. I think these two were in a fake relationship because they both needed publicity pretty badly, and frankly, it worked. We also got the legendary photo of Xan kissing Noah on the cheek on the red carpet and getting his face like smushed in. Really cringy photo. After speculation that the short relationship was staged, Lil Xan actually confirmed it. He said, quote, "Showed it to Columbia Records too for setting up that fake relationship. I didn't want to do it, to be completely honest. It was just added work to my schedule, you know what I mean?" Noah immediately clapped back, saying the relationship was not staged, and it started when he hit her up over DMs. But her trying to deny that the relationship is faked was honestly just a little suspicious for me. And finally, at number 1, Taylor Swift and Harry Styles. If you've ever wondered if this relationship was faked, apparently a biography about Harry's life is coming out by Louisa Jepson, and in it she claims that the relationship was in fact fake. Apparently One Direction's team, quote, "went to great lengths to put the two together because she's such a huge star," adding, quote, "anytime Taylor starts dating a new guy, she gets a flurry of media attention, and her breakups receive even more," Jepson said in the book. And one reason I believe this could be true is because this relationship was one of her most public, and she made a few dates to Harry that were picked up by the press and fueled their alleged feud. And a lot of people assume that she wouldn't be that savage unless she knew that he was in on it.
Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is Drake and Jennifer Lopez. When rumors started circulating back in 2016 that the two of them were hooking up, people were losing their minds. And by people, I mean me, because I really did think that they would make a hot couple. At first, it just seemed that they were friends with benefits, like that type of situation, but then they allegedly started dating. They posted cuddly selfies together, and JLo even revealed she was making music with him. Once it turned more serious, people started to get skeptical about it, and people were calling it fake. They didn't last very long, and they split right before JLo met her new man, Alex Rodriguez. A source close to Drake told tabloids that they are cool with each other and that Drake still thinks she is a goddess, but during one of JLo's concerts, she referred to Drake as a booty call. So maybe they just weren't on the same page, or maybe it was all for a fun publicity stunt. Who knows? Either way, I was shipping it hard at the time. Up next, number 9 is Nicole Richie and Steve-O. Let's do a little time travel back to 2006 when Nicole was starring on the reality show The Simple Life with her bestie Paris Hilton. Steve-O was spending his time doing a bunch of crazy weird stunts on Jackass. They both seemed a little bit wild during that time, so it didn't seem like a weird pairing when reports said that they were in a relationship. But then Steve-O ruined the whole thing and spilled the beans, admitting that it was all for publicity. He said, "The truth is she wanted some publicity for something other than being skinny. It was a publicity stunt. She would come pick me up. I don't drive. I think she called the paparazzi too." Now, I'm sure they had an agreement at the time to keep like the whole fake part a secret, but Steve-O went and done and ruined that. Cruising to number 8 is Selena Gomez and Zed. Maybe you forgot they even dated, and that might be because it only lasted a few short months, which people said was all a publicity stunt anyways. Back in 2015, the two of them were dating, but rumors started going around that it was not real. They both fueled the fire by talking about the relationship in public and also hinting things on social media. They shared that they worked on a song together called What I Want You to Know, which was a huge hit. But just a few months into their relationship, it ended, and people said it was all too convenient with the timing of their new single, and they thought that they did it to promote the song and also their label. Moving on to number 7 is Shailene Woodley and Theo James. Fans were thrilled to hear that they had started a relationship after seeing them together in the Divergent series. Because they were co-stars, this caught the media's attention immediately, and their teen fans went insane over it. But the tricky thing is, they never confirmed their relationship. They kind of just acted like they were in one. Whether it was flirting on the red carpet or making comments during interviews, you could tell that the idea was being played up for the media if it was in fact not real. Some might argue and say that they were in a real relationship and just trying to keep it low-key, but majority of fans said it was a fun co-star publicity stunt to bring more attention to the series. Moving on to number 6, we have Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. They seemed like an adorable couple, so if they were actually faking it, I feel completely betrayed because I fell for this one. Their relationship seemed very genuine based off their adorable paparazzi photos at the time, but people said the timing of the relationship was a little fishy. They started dating when they were starring in the Spider-Man movies together, which definitely helped the movie franchise because people love when co-stars date in real life. But then they split for a while and took a so-called break and got back together right when they both had serious films up for Oscar nominations. So people started saying that everything seemed very convenient with the media timing, but the truth is it could have just been a coincidence and their love was very real. What do you guys think? We're halfway through the list, number 5, and we have Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian. If this one was fake, I don't see the point of it because no good media press came from this. For many years, Rob has always lived in the shadows of his sister, seeing as he is the only boy out of all the siblings. He stayed out of the drama, skipped big red carpet events, and just overall did his own thing. But then he met Blac Chyna, and their relationship immediately became public with one of the most frequent tabloid topics every week. All very bad things, by the way. The whole relationship was very volatile, and then a baby was added to the mix, which caused even more drama and issues. Now, their baby is what makes me think that there's no way they would fake it and carry it out that far, like by bringing a child into the world. It just seems strange because they were always at each other's throats, but then they did their own reality show, so it came across like they were just staying together at that point for the TV show. People flooded social media with comments saying that they were faking the relationship for the TV show as a way to try and extend their fame as much as they could. Taking over the number 4 spot is Kendall Jenner and Harry Styles. Despite the fact that she is now one of the biggest models in the world, there was a time when she was just starting out as a serious model. During that time, rumors circulated that she was dating the One Direction singer Harry Styles. People began pondering upon the fact that the relationship conveniently happened just as she started to move from her reality TV show to the runway. They were both huge young stars at the time, making something out of their careers, so it was a quick and easy way for them to make headlines, if it was fake. Some people even went as far as saying Kris Jenner, Kendall's mom, who is also her manager, forced the relationship as a PR stunt. But Kris went on the record saying that she was actually really upset that they didn't work out, but that could be because it wasn't giving her a paycheck no more. Rolling into our 3rd spot is Ryan Seacrest and Julianne Hough. This one was really weird, I gotta admit. Back in 2010, Ryan was receiving a lot of questions about his sexuality, and even Julianne admitted that at first she thought he might be gay. So when reports started saying that they were dating, people were really confused by it. She was 22 years old at the time and told TMZ, "He totally wasn't my type, I thought he was gay. After a few years he was persistent, so I went out with him on a date and I realized how much I liked him." Some people said that they were an adorable couple, while others dragged the relationship, claiming that it was fake and was all a publicity stunt to make her more of a household name and to also prove Ryan really was a ladies' man. Honestly, that is some serious claims and like huge assumptions, so it's gonna depend what you believe on this situation. I feel like you should not assume someone's sexuality though. In the number 2 spot is Taylor Swift and Tom Hiddleston. Taylor was actually on my part 1 list with a different guy, so it just goes to show that people often doubt her love life and whether or not her relationships are real. Why she gets ridiculed so much for her love life, I don't know, but people thought her and Tom were faking it. But some would say this is a tough call, because when Tom did an interview with GQ after the two of them split up, he really did seem heartbroken and genuine about the whole thing. But there was no doubt their new public relationship brought more attention to his projects. People also called him out for the time that he wore the I Love TS t-shirt, where he tried to give an explanation but no one was really buying it. It seemed like he was doing that for media attention. I mean, why else would you wear that shirt? It's weird. Finally, we've made it to number 1 and we have Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens. You guys on the internet will not ruin this one for me because I am choosing to ignore you people. In my head and heart, these two are still gonna get married someday. So I can understand though why people would consider it convenient for their High School Musical series, but their love did look real from the outside, to some people anyways. The two of them met on the set of their first movie from the franchise and started dating after their characters fell in love with each other in the movie. Obviously, this was a fairy tale ending for fans to see them dating as their characters and in real life. It didn't help their case though that they split just after the series stopped airing. That is when people began making comments that their PR teams probably suggested and kind of had a hand in their whole relationship thing from the start. In the number 10 spot is Katy Perry and Riff Raff. People called their relationship the most awkward and cruel joke prom date ever. It was just a few months after Katy broke up with John Mayer that dating rumors about her and Riff Raff started to emerge. They shocked everyone when they showed up on the red carpet together wearing matching outfits and claiming to be a couple. Matching jean outfits, by the way. I don't think many people got too invested in their relationship because people didn't believe that it was real, or they just didn't want to believe that it was real. Either way, just a few weeks after these epic red carpet pictures, Riff was spotted in a brothel and claiming to be a single man. So maybe it's just like a way for Katie to get some like innocent jealousy revenge on John, you know what I mean? But you know, I feel like she was just trying to make her ex-man jealous. Up next, number 9, we have Michelle Rodriguez and Zac Efron. Back in 2014, people were both shocked and confused when vacation pictures surfaced of them holding hands, kissing, and getting all cozy and stuff. People were quick out to point out the red flags, saying that the whole thing just seemed really fake. She was a decade older than Zac. He was 26 and she was 36, and she was dating model Cara Delevingne just a few months prior to these photos. After the vacation photos, the next headlines were 1 month later when they split up. They were only together for over a month. Apparently they broke up after an argument in Ibiza when Michelle said that Zac was looking for something serious and she wasn't. Swiping the number 8 spot is Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn. People might think that their relationship was fake because they never wanted Jen and Brad Pitt to break up. Let's be honest. So no matter who she dated, people might just say like that it was fake because they were just talking smack. Jennifer and Vince were working together on the 2006 comedy movie The Breakup when they allegedly started dating. Paparazzi photos were leaked online showing them being cuddly, but sources say that they were hardly ever together. It almost seemed a little bit just too sketchy that they broke up after the movie came out. Once it was on DVD and the promotion stopped, you know, like they just broke up, so it seemed like weird timing. Did they date for the movie to promote it? Did they break up because the breakup was over? You know what I mean? Just the timing of that was a little sketchy. Sliding into number 7 is Kaylee Cuoco and Henry Cavill. I know I'm not the only one who thought this couple was like super random. Around the time that his movie Man of Steel came out in 2013, he had started to date Kaylee, who was well into her career from The Big Bang Theory. But people started questioning if it was all for publicity. During an interview, Kaylee mentioned that they were getting photographed a lot. She said, "I had no one following me until I met Superman. There had been not one paparazzi photo of me until like 7 months ago." Their highly publicized relationship only lasted weeks, and people pointed out that they both had the same publications firm. Kaylee ended up marrying Ryan Sweeting just 3 months after her and Henry split. And at number 6 is Nicki Minaj and DJ Khaled. You might be sitting there saying you didn't even know they dated, let alone got engaged, but that is because the whole proposal was fake. In the end, it turned out to be a publicity stunt that even Nicki was a little surprised about. In 2013, DJ Khaled proposed to Nicki on MTV, and it seemed genuine to everyone watching. Nicki even wore the ring for a while, and she acted totally shocked by the proposal too. But later she came clean and said that she was shocked by the proposal, but at the same time, she never thought that it was real. She knew what Khaled was doing, and it was all a PR stunt to help promote their upcoming song that they were collaborating on called I Wanna Be With You. How fitting, you get what I say? I wanna be with you. So he proposes and they have this thing. Halfway through this countdown is Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries. You know something didn't come across as genuine when you have to do an interview on whether your marriage was fake or not. The relationship has been an ongoing debate for years, with fans saying the whole thing was just one big publicity stunt. Kanye West is not Kim's first husband. She was actually married to Kris at one point, and the whole thing was captured on the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The 6th season of their show made more gross than other seasons because of their relationship drama, and people couldn't help but think it was all planned. They were only married for 72 days, and they both received a ton of money for their televised wedding, so it would make sense. But Kris has always denied that the relationship was fake. We're moving on to number 4, and we have Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul. Unlike our last number, these two have openly admitted to the relationship being fake. When they first started dating, fans were super excited, but then they got engaged just after a month or 2 of them dating, so people started to question what their intentions were. Their engagement happened on a stage in Vegas and seemed a little bit too staged, but it was nothing compared to their wedding in Vegas, which they made a fortune off of. They planned this entire wedding, filmed the whole process, and charged fans $50 to watch it online. Turns out in the end they were never even dating, apparently they didn't sleep together, and they were all just friends, and they just did it for glow. It really did seem real at moments though, but they were never legally married, so if you're wondering if they got a divorce, they didn't have to. And they quickly started dating other people after that. Alright guys, we're at number 3 and we have Renee Zellweger and Bradley Cooper. The two of them met in 2006 while filming their movie Case 39, but rumors about the relationship didn't happen until 3 years later, just before the film was going to premiere. Coincidence? Some people will say so. People were questioning their intentions because they tried to keep the relationship out of the public eye as much as possible. But they started dating in 2009 and dated for 2 years. So like, I personally feel like you can't fake it for that long. Like, that's way too much time to fake a relationship. But this year in 2020, the two of them reunited at the Oscar Awards and they looked like they were getting a little friendly. Rumors started spreading the day after, claiming that the two of them had a sleepover after the event, but it was never confirmed. Their movie Case 39 had completely bombed at the box office, so even if it was a PR stunt, it did not work or make a difference on the film's success. So, I personally don't think this one was fake. Taking over the number 2 spot is Big Ed and Rose. One of the hardest things to decipher about the show 90 Day Fiancé is if the relationship is real or if they are just trying to use their partner for citizenship, money, or even fame. It's always a really awkward debate, and on the latest season, people started calling out Ed and Rose for not being truthful. The two of them went viral after some of their funny clips turned into memes and gifs that people use on a daily basis. Some people accused Rose as being fake since her sister messaged and asked Ed for money since their family struggles financially, and others accuse Ed for being fake because he just wanted a young beautiful girl to marry on TV. They aren't together and didn't make it through the show, but they are both huge on social media. Like, people love following them, even like as individuals. Earning the number 1 spot on our list is Harry Styles and Taylor Swift. It could be considered the most debated relationship out there because of the media attention that it got, and maybe that was the point. Every time Taylor starts dating someone, she gets a ton of media attention, and her breakups receive even more, which is part of the reason why people claim that she faked a relationship with Harry Styles, all for a publicity stunt. People thought they fabricated their breakup more than anything because Taylor allegedly just kept doing things to get media attention. Like during her performance of We Are Never Getting Back Together at the Grammy Awards, she apparently faked a British accent during the break in the song to kind of mock him, and she also thanked him when she won the award for her song. Since the song was about their breakup, she apparently owes him this one. It just seemed like maybe they went out of their way for media, if that makes sense. So a lot of people think they faked it.